Welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. This is a real short video on autumn drop shotting for perch. Autumn time, the leaves are coming off the trees, temperatures are dropping, and it's really good for catching predators. I'll be targeting perch on the drop shot, but really what I wanted to give you is two main tips, just two tips. First one is overhanging trees. Look for those trees that have branches hanging over the water. It's providing shelter for prey, small minnows, things like that. Then the perch and the predators, the pike, they then move in under these overhanging trees because they know that's where the prey is going to be. So look for those overhanging trees. Second tip, and this is definitely the best tip for autumn fishing, watch the leaves. Look at the tree, there's leaves falling down everywhere. As they hit the water, I'm fishing a small river, as they hit the water they can give you so much information on the different speed of flow basically. They can tell you where the fast current is, they can tell you where the slow current is, they can even tell you where there's slack water, where the leaves are just sitting there. So when you're next out there fishing in autumn, watch the leaves on the water. If the leaves are flowing through really fast, it's probably not going to be where the pike and perch are, so you won't want to cast there. However, on the edge of that fast current, or even in the slack water where the leaves are barely moving, or sometimes they go back up against themselves, back up river, that's where the predators will be sitting. For me, it's definitely one of the best tips for drop shotting in autumn. So let's check out if those tips work. Just on a local little small river that I like to come for drop shotting. and doing a little autumn drop shotting here. Leaves have come down. We thought, I'm here with Dad, we thought the river itself would be really pushing quite a bit, but actually it's actually quite low. We're quite surprised. And I've hooked into a pike on my favourite little attractor shad DS in one of my favourite swims. Overhanging trees. Probably no other fisherman would want to come in here, but you've got to really go out of your way sometimes to get the best swims and the best fishing. I was just watching the leaves and I found a really good slack bit of water. Just watching, there's a bit of fast pace over in the middle of the water. I saw a few leaves and they were just static on the top of the water here. And I know from the depth, from dropping the drop shot, the weight, I know from the depth it's only about 2 feet deep here, so it's really, really shallow. But a very, very finicky, tiny bump, and I've hooked into a pike. And he's only barely lip hooked, so I'm going to try and get him in the net. He might come off. Hopefully he won't. He might wake up as well. Here's the trusty trout net, which I really like. Oh, here he goes. The old trusty trout, folding trout net. Very handy, especially when it goes in the river. Come on. He's in. Oops, so am I. There we go. We'll get this one on the mat and show him to the camera for you. The benefit of the folding trout net, you can get in any nooks and crannies, and actually
£6.
that's not a bad pike.
Not a bad pike at all.
Not a bad pike. Let's get him unhooked and have a look at him. Well, there we go. About £6. Not going to weigh it. I want to get it back. I've been here 5 minutes, guys, and I've hooked into a pretty awesome pike on the drop shot. Autumn drop shotting. Get out there before the rains come properly, the floods. You've got to get out there. Short sessions, don't have to be long. You can catch beauties like these. Well, it just goes to show that you can catch them on a drop shot. Use strong fluorocarbon, play them well on the drag, let them pull off line, and you should be fine. Well, there we go, we're getting back. We reckon about £6. Getting back, starting to rain now, so the camera's getting a bit wet. What a beauty. Absolute beauty. It's important if you've had fish out and you're photographing them and things like that, don't just push them back into the river. Let them recover a bit. Don't just push them back, let them recover. If you can, face them upstream. Just check their gills are working. Here he goes, look at that. Amazing.